Hey, so I have been getting asked what I'm doing to sign customers through this fast track. So I thought I'd do a quick training video that I can hopefully answer questions, tell you what I'm doing, whether it's right or wrong, it's what I'm doing and it seems to be working. And I wanted to just tell you a little bit about who I am, just in case this gets shared to somebody who doesn't actually know me. So I'm Rebecca Rasmussen. I'm a D3 with Melaleuca currently, and I'm a single mom. I run an equine facility up in central New York, so I'm very busy. I wanted to tell you also, I do have history. I was part of an MLM prior to Melaleuca for about 6 years. I had some success there. But prior to that company, so previous, like 6 7 years ago, I was a very private person. I was not active on Facebook. I had less than 100 friends, and I had zero experience as far as network marketing. I was a terrible salesperson. Like I always would tell people that. So what I wanted to bring that up, why I wanted to bring that up was because I wanted to just say, don't compare like my chapter 7 to your chapter 1 if you're starting out. I still feel like I'm starting out and I'm new. I have a lot to learn. I'm just going to share with you what I've been doing thus far. I have plenty of things that I'm working on as well and trying to improve myself. The beauty of this is like we always can just keep learning as we go. So I did make some notes, so I'm going to be kind of be looking down just so I don't forget some things. So during my experience with the MLM, I did build a network and from nothing. And I also have built some skills and learned some skills with that previous company. I shouldn't say necessarily, I mean, I learned some things from that company, but I also did some training outside of that company for network marketing that always made sense to me. And I struggled with the previous company because the previous company was very salesy and spammy, and I didn't like that personally. So what I love about Melaleuca is that everything that I learned outside of my previous company lines up with what Melaleuca's program is, and so it just simply makes sense to me. So I do focus on attraction marketing. So I tend to, and I do only use Facebook. So I have dabbled in a couple other things previously, but currently and for the most part, I just use Facebook. I haven't even like really explored all the things with Facebook. Like I'm not even really using my stories. I'm not doing reels yet. Shame on me. I do need to start doing those things, but I'm just telling you where I'm at in my journey at this far. So one of the things is like I'm always adding new contacts to my Facebook. So I'm always adding new friends. I try to add a few new friends on Facebook every day. And one of the things that I do with my Facebook is I treat my Facebook as like just like a what am I trying to say? Like a diary, so to speak. Maybe not a diary, but just like a so people can I want to share my life so people kind of get to know who I am, because people do not buy products, do not buy into a company, they buy you. Like so you kind of have to like get people to know you and trust you. And so I have like my warm market, like I don't even bother with my friends and my friends and family, like they're not even interested in supporting me, and that's I don't even bother. So literally the people that support me are people that most people have not even met me, they just know me through Facebook. So one of the things like I do is I share my life. I try to be real. I do become vulnerable at sometimes. I'm very careful not to be spammy or salesy when I am sharing things. So I try not to be like, hey, like I'm doing this. Like I try not to, like I don't want to be that spammy salesy person. So I like to make posts that create curiosity. As far as how much I'm posting like maybe 2 to 3 times a day, like with everything, and then maybe about 3 times a week I'm actually posting something about Melaleuca. When I'm posting the things that I'm thinking about posting, I learned something called the 3 E's. So when I post something, I think, does it apply to the 3 E rule? Does it either educate, empower, or is it entertaining? So I like to be funny. If you follow me on Facebook, like I do a lot of things I like to do a lot of jokes. I like to do some, maybe sometimes like educational stuff, but I think about those 3 E's. Like I don't just share things just to share things. I put a lot of thought into the posts that I'm making. I'm also putting a lot of thought into when I'm posting things. I typically will post something funny in the morning because I feel like people pop on Facebook and they just, are checking things out, and I want people to think of me and like laugh in the mornings. Sometimes I will be posting, like my evening posts. I feel like people are very busy on social media, on Facebook at night, before they go to bed. So that's typically when I'm doing, but I do mix things up. So I have sort of a pattern, but I mix things up. So I'm kind of getting all the audience. So it's all about creating that algorithm and getting people to, follow you and pay attention and engage with you on your Facebook page. So I do a lot of that, and that's, I think, what really helps me. So because of the way I post on Facebook, most people are coming to me saying, hey, what is that? What are you doing? Or what product are you using? They'll either send me private messages or they'll actually message on my posts that I'm making. So I'm, again, very careful at what I'm posting. I try to make really good posts, quality over quantity. So people reach out to me, which means I already am going to be more successful because they're already interested. So I do tend to reach out. I've been doing this a little bit more. I've been reaching out to people who either comment on my posts or just like maybe or make a reaction to that. And I will just make my approach very simple. So people ask, what am I saying? Again, simple, simple, simple. I keep it very simple. So I just say, hey, have you, I'll make a post about like something about cleaners or something. I'm like, and I'll say, hey, Tammy, that I saw that you were laughing about my, my bathtub cleaner. Have you ever heard of Melaleuca before, or have you ever shopped there before? So I'm very specific, and simple. Just, hey, have you ever heard of or shopped at Melaleuca? ? The end. Most of the time, people are saying no. It still boggles my mind how many people have no idea about this store, which I think is fantastic for all of us. So most of the time, people are saying no. When they say no, so I respond with, again, a short message saying, well, apparently it's like the best kept secret because it's an online store. It's been around for 36 years. It's like a secret society. I just found out about it myself recently. I've been shopping here for about a year and a half. And, I'll say you have to be referred by another shopper. And then I'll just say, like, and I focus on things that are like, I'll say, like, it's an American made, or American owned, American made company. And so like that American thing is really important right now with the things going on in the world. So I focus on the American part of things. I focus on the quality aspect of the products. And I try to focus on like, these are the essentials, the things that I'm already buying and budgeting for. So like I make sure I put that in that first message. So I make sure I'm putting in like, hey, these are American products with an American company. They're things that I'm already buying, and budgeting for, and they're high quality. Would you like to see a virtual tour of the store? ? So most of the time, people will say, sure. I get them on, my approach at this is like, I do approach and I get them on an overview ASAP. I have been very successful with getting them on the quick share overviews that are in our website. And I've also like recently been using the overview that Mackenzie had made, which has been very convenient for me. So I keep things super simple. People are busy. They don't have time to mess around. So I'm like, make the approach. They say yes. I get them on I tell them very briefly that just the highlights. I don't send them a book. Nobody has time to read all that. I just send a few highlights. Hey, would you like to, check out? And I just say, hey, would you like to see or would you like to watch a virtual tour of the store? And like I said, most people respond, sure. I get them on the overview. Now, there are some times where I'll have people will say, yes, I have heard of Melaleuca, or I used to shop there, or my grandma shopped there, or whatever. So when they do say that a lot, because I have run into a couple people that, oh yeah, I used to shop there. So I'm like, oh, awesome. You know about the store, or you know a little bit about the store, how long it has been since you shopped. And I will say, why did you stop? Usually people will say that they stopped maybe because they moved or because, there something was going on in their life that maybe finances weren't quite, where they wanted to be, so they stopped shopping. So then I'll often say, well, hey, a lot of things have changed with the store. They're always bringing on new products. Would you like, and then I will still do that same approach. Would you like to do an overview of the store? So that way I get them on to check, hey, you should check this out again. So again, I'm getting them, even if they say, yes, I used to shop there, I still get them on an overview. I have signed quite a few people that have shopped in the past at Melaleuca, and it's just been a while. So they're usually willing to take a second look because I tell, hey, things have changed. There's new products and new things going on. You want to take a second look. So again, I get them on the overview ASAP. I let that do the talking. Like, I don't have these long conversations with people. Like, I'm busy. I don't have time. They're busy. They don't have time. I get them on the overview. Let that do the talking. Again, this is one of those things that I learned outside of my previous company, having this third-party tool of the overview or the quick share. That is gold. Let that do the talking. We don't have to be the experts here. We've got leaders to do that. They usually will come back after they, so I'll say, okay, here's the overview or here's a video. I can't wait to hear what you think. Let me know as soon as you're done. We'll discuss it. No pressure. Just put your eyes on it. So then they usually come back to me and they'll say, hey, I watched it, or they'll have a question. And so I always thank them for taking their time out of their day to watch that with me. And then I ask them if they have any questions. So I'll say, thank you for taking time. And then I'll say, do you see why I love shopping here? And I will bring up the points of this is the stuff that I'm buying. Like, I get all my toothpaste, hair supplies, makeup, snacks, coffee. I will bring up a couple things and just be like, hey, these are the things that I'm getting. And so then I'll ask if they have any questions, or I'll also say, do you see how this could benefit your household as well as it does mine? So most people, I keep getting a very positive response. If people are getting actually on the overview, I'm getting a lot of positive response. So I will answer their questions. I don't give them any more than what they're asking for. I try not to talk too much like I am now. And so I will just assume the sale. So then I will also send them a message saying, when you are ready to shop, all I need is your email and phone number, and I can send you a shopping link. I also say this, I don't send links out until I know you are ready, because they are time sensitive, because you can get $20 in product credit if you shop within the first 48 hours of the shopping link being sent. So I make sure, so this is also a big important thing, I make sure, I don't send links out until I know people are ready. So sometimes people oh yeah, they'll send me their information, but then they'll say, well, I don't get paid till Thursday. I'm like, okay, well, I'll check in with you on Thursday just to make sure everything's still cool before I send you the link. So that's another big important factor, is I am making sure people are ready to shop before I send them a link. Let's see. So I have not been a big, I've done a little bit of this, but I have not been sending a lot of the surveys, the guest links, or even the 3-minute sneak peek video that Erin made. I love that video. I think it's really good. However, I'd rather just get them right on the overview. I'm very let's keep it moving. So if people have questions, if they're a little I'm not sure, then maybe I will say, because sometimes we're well, is there a place I can just look around? So then I'll send them the guest link so they can do their window shopping. Or if they need a little bit more convincing, I will send them a survey. I don't do those things very often. So unless they're asking for it. All right. So following up. Okay, oh, and by the way, so I should say this too. I do get ignored, and I do get told no thanks or no. When I have learned, with all my experience in the past, when people say no, my brain hears not now. Because there's so many people that will tell me no now, and in a year or 2 years or 3 years from now, they're going to be shopping with me, and I know that. It happens all the time. Okay, so following up. I have been in the past really bad about following up. So I love that we have been having to make accountability sheets. Now I don't have, I don't even have a computer. I don't print. Like, I am so old school. It's not even funny. So I have a notebook that I keep everything in. So I started this notebook last year during Fast Track. So I literally write everything in here, who I've talked to, and eat track of each day of what I've done. So this has been very helpful for me because in the past with my previous company, like, I was really bad about following up. So this has been very helpful. One of my little, I shouldn't say tricks, but one of the things that have helped me a lot is that when I'm talking to people originally, I don't give them maybe like all of the, I sometimes hold back some of the information. For example, February, we just had a month where we were able to, new shoppers were able to get 2 packages of free disinfectant wipes. So I didn't tell anybody that. Honestly, I didn't tell anybody that until I went back. There were some people that maybe I didn't hear from after I sent them the overview video or whatever. Well, when I went back for, I think that was like the Tuesday, the double points for Tuesday, the 22nd. So when I went back to follow up, my follow up was just this: hey, I just found out that, new shoppers in honor of Tuesday are getting 2 free packages of disinfectant wipes. So that I use that as part of my follow up. So I kind of hold back some information just so that I have a reason later on to follow up with them. And that was very helpful for me. I had several people then when I followed up with them saying, oh yeah, one even said, I don't really need them, but they're free, so maybe I'll sign up. So that is something that I do. Same thing with the membership. Okay, so this is something I learned last year during Fast Track. I did, and it just happened, and it worked, and I like it. So I don't bring up the $1 membership. So it's also, in my mind, I always just think it's $19 no matter what. So even on, now it's March, okay, so now it's March and we have dollar membership. I'm not going to tell people that until I need to, okay? So I am going to get people, approach them, get them an overview. And if they say yes, great. I'll just, get them plugged in. So, hey, they're getting in I'll be like, oh, by the way, you're going to get in for $1, but I don't bring that up because later on, a week from now, 2 weeks from now, if they didn't sign up, I can then go back and follow up. Oh my gosh, guess what? I just found out it's only $1 membership for the whole year. This is a great time to give this a try for $1. So I sometimes will withhold that information, and I think it's been a good way for me to follow up and just give people something extra to think about. So that's why the $19 month really didn't it really didn't faze me because I don't really think about it. And it's interesting because when I first started this business, I was like, oh man, I'm like, now it's back to $19 because I started on $1 a month and then it was back to 19. I'm like, oh man, I had this mindset that it was a negative thing, and I have totally reversed that, and now I'm like, I don't even think about it. It's it's just $1. It's $19. So that way I can use that dollar option later on as a follow-up. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm rambling. I think I covered most of my notes that I had made. So one of the big things I will just say, I also really try to stay plugged in. And I'm going to share this with my teammates. So I stay plugged in and keep an eye on what's going on. So I am doing Fast Track. I am doing I'm pretty proud of myself. I don't consider myself a mass enroller, but I literally just signed 10 new enrollments, 10 new shoppers in a $19 month. So I'm pretty proud of that. I've never signed that many on a $19 month anyways. So these Fast Track accountability sheets, again, they don't have to be perfect, but my goodness, are they helpful. So I can keep track every day. I am making sure that I'm posting. I'm making sure that I am doing birthday messages. With my birthday messages, I am actually going into their messenger. It took me years to get over this. It took me a while to get over myself. I'm still working on it. But I literally just go into Messenger and send them a private message that says happy birthday. And it's also reminding me that I need to engage on not only my posts, but other people's posts. And then I'm keeping track of who I'm talking to. I make notes as if I sent them a link. I make notes as if they have watched the video. I make notes if they are interested, or if they've like shopped or they're not interested, whatever. I keep notes of all of this stuff. So when I sit down to work, I go back through and I can figure out who I need to talk to today, who I need to follow up with, and go on from there. So the accountability sheets are gold. Hopefully this helps. This is a little longer than I thought it was going to be. So don't feel bad about reaching out for questions and help. I'm trying to help myself and help everyone else. Hope everybody has an awesome day, and I will talk to you guys soon.